In today's video, we'll be looking at the difference between the artistic text tool and the frame text tool in Affinity. So before starting, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity. Now with that said, let's get started with the video. So first of all, in order to access the artistic text tool, we'll simply navigate to the left and select this particular text tool right here, titled artistic text tool. So as soon as we click on it, you can see that we have two options. One for the artistic text tool at the top, and the other is for frame text tool at the bottom. So you can also use the shortcut key of T in order to access these tools. Now next, in order to add an artistic text tool, we'll simply click and drag over our canvas like so, where you can see a live preview of how our text will look after we have typed in our text. So after we are satisfied regarding how our text will look, let's leave our mouse button. And now you can see that we have a text box to enter our text. And we can use the artistic text tool in order to type in or add any titles, headings, or subtitle. And the next way of using the artistic text tool, instead of clicking and dragging, is to simply point click on any point in your canvas or artboard. So right now, I'll simply type in a text. So I'll type in a text called do not. So after typing in the text called do not, I'll simply drag do not like so. And what I'll do next is I'll simply point click my cursor after the H and then hit enter to bring the not at the bottom. And after this, I can simply select the move tool by using the shortcut key V or by simply clicking on the move tool. However, before accessing the move tool, first of all, we want to press the escape key in order to get out of the text editing mode. And then after getting out of the text editing mode, only then we can click the V key in order to access the move tool. Now after accessing the move tool, we can simply adjust our donut text like so. And in addition to that, what we can also do is we can simply decrease the size of our text by using this particular icon or directly accessing the font size right here in terms of a value. So I'll simply set a particular value that would best fit for this particular heading called donut. So I think a value of 144 points would be best. So I'll simply set the donut to position it somewhere right here inside of our canvas. Now the next thing that we can also do is we can change the font format. So in order to change the format, we can simply navigate to the top and select any one of the font style or font family from the drop down option. So I'll go with the font called Anton and I'll select Anton. So the next thing that we can also do is instead of simply using the return or enter key to break the line for our remaining text, which is not, we can also get rid of not like so. And after getting rid of not, I'll select the escape key in order to get out of the editing mode of the text. And after getting out of the editing mode, now I'll switch back to the move tool by using the shortcut key of V. And I'll use the shortcut key, which is the shortcut modifier key of command, and then simply click and drag like so. If you're using Windows, you can use the shortcut key of control. And after dragging it by using the shortcut modifier key of command in Mac and control in Windows and clicking and dragging, you can see that we have successfully duplicated our text. So similarly, in order to select both of these, we'll use the modifier key of Shift now and then left click on the other text like so. And now both of these texts have been selected. Similarly, I want the font size to be much bigger. So in order to achieve that, we'll simply navigate to the top and click on this font size option right here. And then try out the other predefined values of 288 point from the option. So you can see that the font is too big for this. So what I will do now is I'll simply use this particular increase font size option. So let's click on it, and then after increasing our font, we can then adjust it like so or reposition it in the canvas. Now, after we are satisfied with our font, let's select the next duplicated text and reposition it below like so. And again, let's click on it and then position our cursor all the way to the end and select everything here. And now what we want to write here is, we want to write here the text of not, which is the remaining text. So this is our heading donut text. And I'll again use the shift modifier key and select the other text and then adjust it like so. And after adjusting it and repositioning it in our canvas, so this is the final title for this particular poster project. Now there are other settings as well on top of the contextual taskbar. If you look here at the top, which you can play around and experiment around with your text. However, I'll show you the next option that we have, which is the character option right here. If you click right in this particular character icon, you'll see that a new character panel has been popped up. Inside of this panel, you can see that there are tons of options that we can tick and experiment around in order to adjust our text. And one of them is the tracking option. So what this particular tracking option does is, it will simply add spaces between each of the characters in our text. So for example, if I click on this particular tracking attribute and drag it all the way to the right like so, you can see that it is starting to add those beautiful spaces that are equally spaced out between each of the characters inside of our text. And this would help and allow us to make our text much more professional by giving in room to breathe between each of the characters. So the next thing that we can do is, I'll simply adjust the values once again. Since we have a limited space for this particular poster project, I want the values to shrink a bit to somewhere at, let's say, 5% for now. And then I'll reposition our text like so. And now after we're satisfied with our tracking spacing, the other things that we also have is we can tweak around these particular points in order to adjust the scaling or size of our text. So for example, if I simply click and drag this point, you can see that it simply resizes our text non-proportionally. So if you have noticed one thing, then when we resize our text by using this particular point at the right, you can see that the values for the horizontal scale has also changed from 100 to 118%. So I'll simply undo it for now. And this simply allows us to adjust the scaling either horizontally or vertically. If we use this particular point, you can see that now we can also adjust the scaling vertically. And this will reflect upon the values again right here inside of the character panel. So I'll simply undo it for now, since I'm satisfied with the normal default scaling of the Anton font. Now in order to scale this text proportionally, what we can do is we can hold down the shift key and then simply click and drag our text like so. And now you can see that it is scaling proportionally in all the directions like so, comparatively to before where it only scaled either horizontally or vertically. Now this is how you can use the artistic text tool inside of Affinity. Now I'll close the character panel right here. And after closing in the character panel, now similar to before, let's access our text tool again. But this time we'll simply navigate to the left and then click and drag our mouse to the right like so. And then simply let go of our mouse after we have hovered over the frame text tool like so. And after letting go of our mouse on top of a frame text tool, you can see that the frame text tool now has been selected. So in contrast to the artistic text tool, what frame text tool allows us to do is it allows us to add text for paragraphs or text that has many different lines. So for example, in order to add the frame text tool, what we can do is we can simply click and then drag like so beneath our main heading text like so. And you can see that a box has been shown that indicates the size of our text box. So let's simply let go of it. And now you can see that our frame text tool has been set. So what this basically allows us to do is it simply allows us to add text in terms of paragraphs rather than a single line text, which we recently added by using the artistic text tool. So now in order to fill in the text, we can either type in any text, or in this case, we'll simply add a filler text. So to add a filler text, we'll simply right click on it by hovering over this text box and then navigate below and select on insert filler text. After selecting the insert filler text option, you can see that it has automatically added the lorem ipsum filler text. Now, after adding the lorem ipsum filler text, what we can do is we can simply use the shortcut key of Command plus A, or if you're using Windows, you can use the shortcut key of Control plus A, which would select every text inside of this box. And now the next thing that we can do is we can change the font. So in order to change the font, let's navigate to the top and select our font family option right here. And this time we'll be selecting a font called Montserrat. So we can either search and select Montserrat from this particular drop down option, or we can simply click on our text name inside of the drop down box and then type in the text name called Montserrat. And now you can see that we have our Montserrat text right here. So I'll simply expand our text to access more styling options right here. So I think for this, a medium style would be much more better. So I'll simply select medium style. So we can also select the style of the text from this particular drop down option like so. You can see here there are many different options that we can apply for our text. So let's go for medium italic for this particular text in order to add a contrast between our heading as well as the short paragraph text right here. Now the next thing that we can also do is we can set the font size value by using the option right here. So you can see that we have different option to adjust the font size value. And I think I'll select the value of 30 points for this one because it would be much more adequate in terms of the numbers of texts that are available here. So similar to before, we can also use this particular icon in order to increase and decrease the font size. And likewise, there are other options as well inside of the contextual text bar where we can add additional styling. For example, we can also add bold to this particular text in order to make it consistent with our main title text. We can also set the alignment properties for this text. For example, if we set any other alignment property, for example, let's select right align. Now you can see that our text has been aligned all the way to the right. However, I want it to be consistent with our main title text. So I'll set it back to left align, and similar to before, we can also open the characters panel by simply clicking on this particular icon and then access and tweak different settings inside of our character panel. So what we can also do here is we can also add a bit of tracking. So I'll simply set the tracking to at the value of, let's say, 2% for now in order to give it a bit of room to breathe. And we can also adjust the value for scaling as well directly through this particular property of horizontal scale or vertical scale. The next most important option for paragraph styling is the option for leading, which you can see here. So if we control or adjust the values for the leading, you can see that it simply adds spaces between each of the lines of our paragraph. So you can see that we can adjust the leading. So I want to set the leading by giving it a bit spaces between each of the lines. So I'll set the value to 40 point for now. And after setting in the value to 40 point, let's close our character panel like so. So the next panel we can also access specifically for this paragraph text is we can simply navigate to the top right corner and then click on this particular paragraph icon, which would open our paragraph panel. So inside of this paragraph panel, you can see that there are a lot of options and settings which we can access specifically for paragraph. So you can see that on the top we have alignment options where it allows us to align it either to the left, center or right, or to justify it accordingly like so. So I'll set it to justified left, and there are other options as well, such as indenting options and leading options as well, and more. So if you're working specifically in paragraphs or with paragraphs, then paragraph panel is your best friend, which has a lot of settings that you can use specifically for your paragraphs. So I'll close down the paragraph box for now, and I'll now come out of the editing mode of the text by simply pressing the escape key, and I'll select the move tool by simply now navigating to the left and selecting the move tool right here and click out like so. And now you can see that our frame text or paragraph text is still highlighted in its border, and we can get rid of this particular blue border by either selecting a hand tool or by simply navigating to the top and select view, and inside of the view we can simply select the option called show, and from the show option we can simply select the option called text flow, and now you can see that the blue border line for our paragraph has now been disabled. So the next thing that we can also do is let's select the paragraph text. After selecting the paragraph text, let's navigate to the top in contextual taskbar and select the font color option right here. And after selecting the font color option, we can also select the color picker tool and then pick the color from our donut like so. And so I want a very light color, so I'll simply select the color picker tool again and pick the color from an area that has a much more lighter color. So let's select the color from inside of our donut itself, and now you can see that it has successfully applied the colors to our paragraph text. So in order to get rid of the color picker box, I'll simply click outside of our canvas, and now you can see that this is how our overall final text looks by using the artistic as well as the frame text tool. So I hope you understand the concept of these text tools inside of Affinity. So now just to recap, an artistic text tool allows us to add text by either point clicking or clicking and dragging, and we can use an artistic text tool whenever we want to add a text for titles, headings, subheadings, or subtitle. And in contrast to artistic text tool, we can use the frame text tool in order to add paragraphs to our projects or composition. And the other best thing is you can use these text tools in rest of the studios as well, which is the Pixel Studio and the Layout Studio as well. And it works the same, similar to the Vector Studio. So basically, if you learn how to add text in one of the studio, you'll be simply able to apply the text tool in rest of the studio as well. I hope this video was helpful, and if you find this video helpful, please click on the like button, and for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching this video, and see you on the next video.